Hello and welcome to Art Laughs with me, Verity Babs. Today I spoke to Jack Gleadow. I'm here with Jack Gleadow. Jack, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jack Gleadow.
You have picked a piece for us, and can you just tell us what that is?
It is Spencer Tunick's Sea of Hull.
Now, I hadn't heard of this. Is Hull where you're based?
Yeah, I'm from Hull,
Mm.
so that's kind of why I picked. Well, I was going to pick Jack Vetriano paintings. If you Google Jack Vetriano, most people will have seen one of those paintings. It's basically the types of paintings you get at like pound shop or something. But they're quite like your auntie probably has them in your house. But I thought, right, I'll try and pick something a bit different. I picked this because I was nearly a part of it. Like I nearly signed up to do it, but then like an hour before the thing is closed, I was like, yeah, I'm really not gonna. I don't want to do it.
I hadn't heard of this, and this was back in 2016. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. Everyone's coming together and you're getting painted blue and stuff like that. And then you click on the images and you're like, and they're stark bollock naked. Okay.
It's crazy. Like the main reason I chose not to do it because a few friends are in the paintings and that,
Oh.
painting pictures. I didn't like the idea of turning up, getting naked, getting painted blue, and being stark bollock naked next to your old head teacher or something. Like that would just be the worst thing. Like so, I think that's the main reason I decided not to do it.
Yeah, I suppose also in a not enormous city, the chances of bumping into an ex, like you say,
Oh yeah.
bumping into like your old babysitter.
Yeah, like, and it's a weird, like, it is cool. It's a cool, like, concept and idea because this guy, he actually does them all over the world. He goes to different cities and towns and areas and does, like, high concept art with naked people. That is kind of his thing. And Hull got it because we got the city of culture. But
Mm.
I don't know why they decided let's paint the people. Like they spent millions of pounds of council money on painting the people, and everyone in Hull were rightfully going, "Well, we could have got a new Asda instead. Got naked people."
And also, it feels pretty cruel to be like, okay, where on the map of the world am I going to ask lots of people to stand probably pretty still outdoors naked? Let's
Yeah,
choose the north of England. So, seeing this obviously for the first time, you forget about someone's got to pay for all that paint and the photographs and stuff. And like you say, when Hull got the City of Culture, it's like you could open a nice gallery with that. Like you say, you could do an Asda, you could fix the potholes. Like, so it's interesting when art costs so much because it's not really a necessity.
yeah.
It is nice to have.
I like how my go-to was a new Asda, not like I could have gone with anything in the world there, and I went new Asda. They're great bacon butties. But the thing is that the people had there's I don't know how many people took part. I think it must have been about 5,000 looking at
Mm.
some of the pictures. But that they had to walk all over the town centre for a day to try and like apparently it was like a film set because they had like a big what do you call one of them boom
Oh,
megaphone. Is it a
oh,
megaphone?
okay, yeah.
I don't. I know how me going like that didn't help anyone. I was like, one of them, one of them.
It's a
And,
book.
yeah. He had a big megaphone, and then telling people to turn away. And my friend said it was quite like violent, and like the way they were telling people, turn around, do this, do that. And like I think for weeks after the city was blue on
Mm.
because everyone was walking around like bare feet and yeah, I think, but at the same time, how weird it is quite a beautiful image.
My geography is terrible, but has Hull got um coast?
Kind of. It's got the River Humber,
Hmm.
which is where the Humber Bridge is, which is kind of the most famous thing about Hull is the Humber Bridge. So it's near the coast. It kind of is on the coast, but it's not. It's kind of tucked in away. So I think they did it because someone at the council really likes naked blue people. Like probably a massive fan of Avatar and just thought, let's give it to you.
It is it is really interesting seeing these images, and I've got them kind of as tiny little icons in the corner while I'm talking to you. And from a distance, it'd be really easy to think, what a beautiful picture of Venice. And then you zoom on all, the Costa del Sol, and then you zoom in, and with the megaphone as well. I guess it makes sense because otherwise, like, how else are you gonna do
Yeah.
essential crowd control? And these images are so beautiful, and you think, I'm sure that there are enough out of work actors in the UK who could do this, but the fact that it's just the population of Hull doing something to in the name of the city, which is really beautiful. Have you like always lived in Hull?
Yeah, this is me, where I met my mum and dad. So it's kind of like the place. I think that for this, like you said there, interestingly about it looking like Venice or abroad. But I'm looking at one of them now, and that is just where I used to get the bus. Like that is just the bus stop, and I think the fact that you kind of see it in a different light. It's weird because I'm not looked at these images for several years, but now choosing them for this, I think there it is something I'd like to have on my wall because one of my other I like rail stuff. So you seen that famous picture of in Manchester? I think it was about 5 years ago of a night
the New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that I know it's not the same as that, but that like me and my girlfriend when we're getting a house, we're getting that in the toilet, like that Manchester one, because that's just so like it's like a proper like age defying like pictures, like that's when that was sort of thing. And I think that's what Hull is kind of doing with this, like. And I like looking really closely, and on some of them you can see people's faces. I'm looking at one here, and there's one guy whose bum isn't painted blue, and every other part of his body is, but not his bum. Like, so I just imagine every time you look at it, you could find something different and like intriguing about it.
And like you mentioned about the Manchester New Year's Eve photo, that everyone was saying this is the perfect Renaissance composition and stuff. And I think it's more a case of finding something relatable in art. Like a lot of people who will probably say that they don't like art or they don't get art might really like photography because there is some kind of reality.
Yes, yeah. I think I'm someone who likes like interactive art. I like and sculptures and stuff that I can kind of play with and like go into. And one of my favourite museums is the Baltic in Newcastle, which is a place where like every time I gig there, they seem to have like 5 different stories of brand new exhibitions. So you can go in, and some of them are like they build massive play centres within the building. It's all just like an art piece. I think stuff like that is like you can't describe that to someone, and that stuff like that gets me into paintings because I see like stuff like this and I think, oh wow, it is an incredible thing, art. Like it's like I've tried getting in it myself because like at the start of lockdown 2 in November, I was like, right, I'm gonna do some painting. I got all the painting stuff, and then I did about 3 paintings, and then I just stopped, like because I've got them here actually. I'm going to show you.
Oh, do show.
That's the first one I came up with. You can see the terribleness of the hand. That was because of Bobby Ball. I thought I'll make like a Bobby Ball piece of that. That is the wrong way around. That's Tommy Cooper. And that is Markham Wise. I think, as you can see by that it's a good job I stopped because I'm absolutely terrible.
But they're very visually striking. Like, these are the 2 colours I'm using. And
I like to say visually striking, which is clearly like a synonym of they're very shit, but nice try.
Like when people go to plays and they're like, that was really, really interesting.
But it's just like, I'm glad I did that because I realised that actually I've not got the patience for it because I knew what I wanted, and then the fact that to get the type of painting and paintwork I wanted, it'd take hours and hours of effort, and I was just like, nah, I'd rather watch a film. So,
exactly. Like in school, I was like, maybe I'll become an artist, and then realised that it takes bloody ages, and then I was like, I'll be a stand-up. Go on stage, say some bollocks, leave.
The best piece of art I've ever created is that there. That can you see it? That I'm trying to point at it. So I point my hand at it. Right there, that. That is
The Gola.
Yeah, it's a porcelain Gola bag. Do you know everyone at school had Gola
Yeah.
bag? I made it at school. I'll just bring it over that phone. We had to do like something like pop arty. So this was kind of the zeitgeist at the time. So
That's brilliant.
I made that, and
That's
like
very cool.
I was having a clear out the other week, and I was like, that is going on my shelf because that's my proudest achievement.
That's so brilliant. And that is such a, like you say, kind of zeitgeist moment of anyone who was in school during the late noughties, early 2010s is like everyone had a Gola bag. Everyone had a super dry jumper and a Gola bag. That was the uniform. When it comes to, like you say, art and this performance art or these kind of more interactive things as being almost like way in, have you found that since you mentioned looking at painting in lockdown or since looking at this, has that introduced you to maybe some other kinds of art forms or other artists?
Not really. I think I kind of dip in with like my love of art and things. Like I like I say, I like something that's interactive and not like there's an art gallery in Hull that sometimes has just paintings from like the old period. See, this is how little I'm like fluent in the language.
Olden time painting.
Olden times paintings. But once they had I can't remember the guy's name, but he used to be a puppeteer for like the Muppets and stuff, and he creates lifelike figurines. Ron Muick, I think his name is, and he creates lifelike figures that just look like human beings, but they might be that tiny or human size. And in Hull, they had a whole exhibition by him, and they had I'd say about a 20-foot naked man sat on a chair. They're obsessed with naked things. I've just realised that seems to be the thing. And it was just fascinating because you actually, it was that realistic. It was like seeing a giant. That's how realistic it was. It's unbelievable.
Oh, City of Culture. Take your kit off.
Yeah, that's our tagline.
Jack, thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been brilliant. Where can we hear from you and follow you?
Follow me on the internet. That's all I can say really. You can come to my house if you want, but you have to keep a 2-meter distance. I want an invite to anyone watching this going, oh, he's having a party. No. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on everything, pouring myself out on all the socials.
Thanks so much for watching. You can follow Jack in the ways written below, and as per usual, you can follow me at VerityBabsArt on Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed, give us a like, and I'll see you next time.